How are
you?
you?
Good. How are you? Can you hear me?
I can hear you just fine. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you so much. I'm adjusting the camera here. Hopefully not too high. Oh my goodness. Well, welcome. Thank you so much, everyone. If you are just joining us, of course, Hamel TV, I am honored. I am so grateful. I am thrilled. And I'm not even exaggerating. We have Ashley Nell Tipton on our channel. And this is such a big deal because not only is she the winner of Project Runway in season 14 back in 2015, but she is also going to join us tonight because she has started a new venture, a new weekly podcast, which is what we're going to mainly focus on tonight. And the weekly podcast is called The Love You Show. And so thank you so much for joining us. Welcome, Ashley. Yay!
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for having me on your show. I can't wait to tell you guys more about what I'm doing and what's been going on since Project Runway.
Indeed, indeed. And so, of course, everyone you might be familiar with actually because of Project 1A. So I just want to quickly just add that she has been featured in the LA Times, Glamour, InStyle, E! Online. Oh my gosh. So this is a very, very big deal. So please, Ashley, tell us a little bit about yourself and about your background, and introduce us to the people that may not be too familiar with you.
Of course. Well, I'm Ashley. I'm from San Diego, California. I am 29 years old. Um, I come from a big Hispanic family. My mother is from Mexico and my father's from here, from the US. And I spend a lot of time growing up with my Mexican side of the family and enjoying food and stories and just playing games. I grew up with my cousins and a lot of women in my family. So it's very women dominated, hardly any boys. But it was amazing to be able to grow up with so many women because I think that's what made me strong as a person. And I appreciate so much of that because I think that's what inspires my clothing and wanting to create clothing for plus size women because I felt like it was never out there. And growing up plus size, I never felt like there was clothing for my age as well. Like growing up being 13, 14 and having to shop in misses, and it wasn't really my type of clothing. Like I always felt like I wanted clothing that expressed who I was and wanted to be colorful and play with different textures of the fabric. Um, so once I was old enough, I started sewing or my grandmother taught me how to sew when I was younger. And I was like, I want to take that knowledge of what she taught me how to sew and try to make clothing for myself and my friends. And that's where the passion of wanting to be a designer
Oh,
came from. And it just went from there on to going to school and all kinds of things.
I have to say that your senior collection was featured. It was highlighted at the Golden Hanger Fashion Awards. I mean, so your designs and your fashion absolutely connected with a very underserved market, I have to say. So
Thank you.
one of the things that I am very grateful that you're on to talk about is your new venture. Love you.
Yes.
So please let everyone know about your new weekly podcast that after watching this, everybody will subscribe to.
Yes, please do so. Because I think that the power of this show that I have on YouTube, it's with me and my co-host Andrew, who is also my life coach and my business partner. And ever since we met, he has always encouraged me about self-love and loving myself. And I really didn't understand that. I thought I loved myself until he really, really talked to me about it and showed me that I really didn't know what loving myself meant. And I was allowing other people's opinions and what I should be doing really influence how I looked at myself. And so he really broke down a lot of these barriers and a lot of these insecurities that I had. And I really shared to him how depressed I was and how tired I was of living this constant battle of my thoughts. And we worked together for about 3 years on my thinking. And I took a course about identity with Robert Fritz, this author. And to be able to take a course from the actual author of the book Identity, which we feature on our show, it was really eye opening to see how I have trained my brain to think a certain way that has led me to where I am at now, and how I really need to change my ways, because a lot of fears I build up are based off of things that I think that are necessarily not true. So I really felt like this was a huge learning experience for me, and a transformation that I just kind of kept quiet about it and just was dealing with life and designing, and so wore out of this constant battle I was going with myself. And then COVID finally hit, and it kind of took me a moment to realize, like, I think it's okay to put a pause on designing and really be happy. Um, and so that's where the Love You show came from. It's like me relearning everything that I already learned, but in a space where I can really enjoy and not feel pressured. And so we are now trying to help people learn about rethinking their thinking. Sorry, go ahead.
Now, I was going to say, so what is the format of Love You show? Is it going to be more of a vlog? Is it going to be you and Andrew just talking to people, or will it? So yeah, please let everybody know what the format is of
Um,
the show.
yeah, so me and Andrew don't really watch YouTube that much until we started making these videos and understanding like what people want to watch. But all we wanted to do was get this information out there. So it's just me in this backdrop that you see here. This is my little set in my house.
Mhm.
And it's just me and Andrew sitting in front of the camera, having canvas, or how do I say this? Like raw conversations, like nothing is scripted. It's all just raw material. Like he's asking me these questions about what I think of certain things, and we think them out. So we talk about how I wanted to stop designing and how people might perceive that, and how it's none of their it's none of their business about what I do. Like I'm able to do what I want to do, and I shouldn't shame myself for taking a pause on something that people loved me for so much. And so we really talk about that. And I think people are able to relate to in different situations in their lives that are, they're so afraid of taking that chance that it's holding them back from being happy. Um,
Geez.
so it's just,
It's,
yeah, just us having a conversation.
yeah, it takes a lot of strength, a lot of inner strength and confidence to pause or possibly walk away from something that you obviously are very passionate about and something that you love. But it's also a great thing that you're starting something that's going to help people, especially with COVID, because things like COVID and just it seems like there's turbulent times all over right now. So there's this constant mental battle. So this is, I feel, and I'm sure that everybody that checks out your channel is going to feel the same way. And how did you arrive at this place that you are right now where you feel confident enough to open yourself up and share this part of you, because I was watching some of your fabulous show, and
Yeah.
talking about how you were at the pinnacle. You won Project Runway. You were collaborating with stores, and you had your own
Hmm.
line, but inside you if you just weren't feeling confident and happy. But now
Yeah.
you're at a place where you're able to do that. So please kind of share with us, and congratulations, of course, because that is a lot. But please share that with us, because it does take a lot of confidence to be able to do that.
Yeah, thank you. I think I realized, or going on to Project Runway, I was so vulnerable and raw being on TV that I never really thought anything of it, because I had never experienced anything like that. So I was always an open book. I would always, just say what was on my mind. And then after being on Project Runway and everything just going full force, and kind of hating seeing myself on TV made me feel so like I wanted to be more reserved with myself and not be in front of the camera. But then again, my job was to be on front of the camera. So it was very, very hard for me to deal with everything, that it kind of just came to a breaking point where I didn't want to share my life on social media anymore, because I was already sharing it with being with this company or this advertising or having to film this, that I just didn't want to do it anymore. And then that's when I had to realize all these things and change the way that I think, and then be okay with the idea that people are going to judge me, but it's none of my business and I don't care anymore. So being okay with that.
I love that.
Yeah, so just being able to know, or just think of it this way: I am helping someone else. There's a couple of videos where I'm extremely, extremely at my lowest, and it's me talking about breaking up in a relationship and finding out that I was being cheated on. And I talk about it on the show, and you see me cry and like really think these things through, because the person who's sitting next to me is my life coach, but I haven't been able to talk to him about this, what I'm feeling, because I want to save all this for in front of the camera. So being able to like do that and just be raw with you guys and actually like say, okay, this is how I'm feeling. Why am I feeling this way? What do I do? So I think it's really cool, and I get to go back and watch these things and see the growth of like my thinking, and it helps me, and I think it's just really cool that I get to inspire other people while doing it.
Well, I just got a question, and
Yes.
then everybody's like, "Well, yeah, but weekly. What day of the week? When does it premiere?" That's that's the question that came in. They're like, "Great, we want to find out when does it premiere? Is there a set day of the week, or just you?"
Every Friday we have new videos posted at 2 p.m. Pacific time. So we just actually aired our 8th video today. So everybody can actually go and binge watch it right now. And
Yes.
make sure they subscribe and like every single video. No, I'm just kidding. But no, it's awesome because we have been filming this since August, and we wanted to be 10 videos in before we launched, because this is all material. And then it ended up being like, oh my gosh, we have so much good content that I think we just need to launch this. Sorry.
Yes.
The
And
background noise.
oh my God, I just love. I've been I've been binge watching. I did my part. I can't wait for all of you to do the same. And
Yes.
I love your content because yes, we've all been through heartache. And the thing is, we haven't been through a heartache during a once in a generation pandemic, you know? It's good to have resources like yours
Yes.
to kind of go to, because you might not want to talk to your best friend or whoever, because guess what? They're going through issues as well. So
Yeah.
this is just fantastic, and I really appreciate. Okay, so I'm getting another question here.
Denim.
Oh,
Sorry, my little dog right here is playing with her toy, and I'm like, Denim, please. Had to be the squeaky toy right now.
I have a podcast with somebody that we both know, Emma Medeiros, with with the Medeiros Fashion PR, and
Yes.
we here at Hamlam TV are quite used to pets because she has her cats who like to come. Welcome, Denim, and thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate you. And at any point in time, if you want to join the show, please do. But
Right? She's on the floor playing with her toy.
so the question that I got was, are you do you are you still, because they went onto your website and they saw your masks
Yes.
and are you still going to be doing that? And if so, what will still be for sale, or what will you still be designing?
So right now I do have the only clothing that we do have on our site is our Love You merchandise. So this is one of our crop hoodies that I'm wearing right now that says Love You.
Love it.
Um, thank you. And we have some merchandise for Love You. And then right now we have I think we have like over 100 different designs of mask available for adults and some for children. Just before the pandemic had hit United States, or even before it hit California, we really wanted to help the community and not feeling this panic or worry, and just wanted to create masks that just like not was a constant reminder of like we're in this pandemic, but like, hey, let's also spread this positive messaging or have a cool print or express who we are through our mask. And it's been great designing masks, donating masks to people on the front lines, and just the whole aspect of doing this. I feel like this is what I went to school for, to do this kind of assembly line work and like just strategize. And I've had so much fun during the whole thing that I feel like quitting designing was just perfect. It was like in the right time. Like I needed this time to focus on the mask and not keeping up with what fashion has to offer, because I feel like our focus is somewhere else and it's not always clothing.
Indeed, indeed. But I love the fact that, and you can go onto our website. I will have it linked below, and you can see all
Yes,
the fabulous designs. Because, yes, you know, it's a mask, but no one says you can't look cute in your mask or match it with your outfit. So
exactly.
I love that. I love that. And so I've got another question here. It says, what do you love about your podcast and podcasting?
Um, well, I think it's more of YouTubing, but if any, like, I think it's great to also listen to, if people just want to do that. But what I love about it is that I'm constantly learning in front of everyone or relearning what I've once learned. And having this, being able to just like learn in front of you guys and also show life's experiences, where that's where I started changing my thinking and really accepting myself for who I was, and knowing the difference of things that I want versus what other people want for me. Because I think we're at this time right now where we're so influenced by social media, and I have allowed social media to make me depressed. And it's a horrible sickness. Like it's its own little, it's horrible that I had to get myself off of social media, but how do you do that when your job is social media?
Exactly.
So I've had multiple conversations with my therapist about this, and um, it's just something that you have to be able to like navigate and know the right people to put it in their hands and take care of it. But um, yeah, this whole thing has been a learning experience. So being able to do it in front of you guys, also learn from it and share.
Okay, thank you. Right, I'm gonna look here and see. All right, so somebody um, wants to know how would you define your personal style? Oh, great question. Yes, define your personal style.
It definitely depends my mood of the day and what how I want to feel. Like, do I want to feel free? Okay, I'm gonna put something flowy. Um, that's kind of where I start. I love things that are print, unique, colorful. I just started buying a little bit more black pieces because I had a closet where I had no black, and I was like, Ashley, it's okay to let black color clothing in. I was always against wearing it because I was told as a kid that it makes me slimmer, and I was like, no, I'm against it. I'm gonna wear color. Um, so just I'm always trying new things. I think especially since I've been on this health journey, and getting comfortable with my body, I've let the normal things that I've so not how do I say this? Like I sheltered myself in it. So I used to wear Spanx all the time, and now I don't wear them at all. I'm like, I need to be comfortable with where I'm at and accept all of this.
Exactly, exactly. I hear that. I kind of went through, I can really, really empathize with that because for me, it was more pink. I never had anything in my closet that was pink because it was a girly color and I'm not a girl and blah, blah, blah. And then after a while, I was just like, no, you know what? This is cute. I'm going to wear it. And so, you've just got to come to the point where you're comfortable with different things and trying out things and not letting social media and unnecessary social pressure define who you are. And I love that you're putting that message out there because that is just so important, especially now we have, like I said, I keep on mentioning the pandemic, but we're with social media now more because we're either working from home or we're trying to see the news, and it can really just, the pressure is building. So I want to circle back to Love You, the Love You show, and
Yes.
which platforms are they? Can people go on and find the show? I know that it's on YouTube, but do you have a website as well, or are you on Twitter yet, or anything like that, or it's just going to be mainly YouTube?
Yeah, so the show is mainly just on YouTube as of right now. Um, just learning how YouTube and how to film as a team. Like we are a team of 6 people. That means we got production for our mask and social media and all these little things that we have. So we as of right now are on YouTube, and we'll see where that goes, but that's where you can find us. And then we have our website at ashleynelltipton.com, but you can find me on any social media sites, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, as Ashley Nell Tipton.
All right, thank you. And then I have a question here. It says,
Yes.
what did you love, or what do you still love about being a fashion designer? And do you ever see yourself doing your YouTube show full time, or do you ever see yourself going, dividing your time between the two of them? So, great question. So I guess we'll start with,
Yeah.
what did you love about being a fashion designer?
What I love being about a fashion designer is that feeling of inspiration that you get when you see a garment or a piece of fabric or anything that just that fills you in the inside and making something. Like I love the process of making a pattern, cutting out the fabric, sewing it up, trying it on. Like um the last piece that, or this reminds me of the last piece that I made for myself was my cousin's bridesmaids. I was a bridesmaid and I wanted to make my own dress.
Mhm.
And I made my dress to look like all the rest of the girls, but still have its own little unique flair. And just that whole process of being able to design it and make it and then wear it.
Mhm.
That's my favorite part about being a designer, is being able to do that. Um, but the Love You show is something that I definitely see me continue to do. We're barely scratching the surface of all these things that we can learn, and not only about, um, self acceptance and self care, but also about like knowing the difference between things that we want and fears in our lives, and creating things in our lives. Like if we want something, how do we create that? So there's so many things that we have to offer for the show that I'm going to continue multitasking like I've always have been, with doing so many different projects, that this is something that's going to keep going. I have a feeling in 2021 I'll be possibly back to designing. Um, I think that I'll be able to juggle everything that I'm doing, because this this pandemic has like really re-inspired me to design and adventure out into something that is the unknown and enjoying it, that it's inspired me to want to get back into clothing and create things. So
That
we'll see.
that is just so wonderful. It's such a great thing to hear that you're being inspired by something that's, just basically upended everything. And
Yeah.
it's good to find inspiration in that, but also, like I said, circling back to that, just sharing your experience and opening yourself up in a way that you haven't been able to do that on the Love You show. I just think it's fantastic, and that's why I'm so glad that you've uh, come through to share this information. And somebody would, they were on the side and they wanted me to ask you, what do you mean when you say self-love is true love, or because they saw that
Yes.
on the site. And I guess somebody also binge watched. Good job, guys.
Yes.
So
Um, so what's the truth to self-love? To me, it's loving every part of you and accepting the things that you don't like about yourself, and not allowing those things to make you less or more than anyone else. So, or making you feel less than anyone else. So, me realizing that my fatness is not ugly, um, that it fat is just a word, and me knowing that I was not comfortable at a place, and that it was okay to want more in my life. And I want people to be able to realize that whatever you want is what you want and you deserve it. And don't let anyone else tell you not to. So, self acceptance is accepting yourself, who you are, and self love is giving yourself the love that you want and that you need.
goodness, I needed to hear that. Okay, I
No,
hear that. Okay, and I'm just so glad that you're doing this and sharing your passion and your knowledge with everyone, because it's good to hear that sometimes, because coming back to it, we are in a once in a generation situation right now, and
yeah,
our mental health, our spiritual health is just under attack. So it's a great thing to have a place where you can go to on your own time or with your friends or with your family or just share it and be able to experience it and hear these words that just heal your soul basically. I just love it. I really really appreciate it. And wow, my breath has been taken away because that is just so beautiful and it's just something I needed to hear. So,
Thank you.
and I know that when everybody else starts to watch it, they're going to feel the same way. So I got another question. This
Yes.
Mara Mar, she on my Instagram, she she said, "How do you get mentally prepared for either your podcast or if you want to design something? How do you prepare yourself to do that?"
Um, I feel like when it's something that I love, I don't really necessarily need to prepare myself. Sometimes, I mean, right before we film, there'll be sometimes that you'll see me on camera where like I really don't feel like doing this today, but I know I need to. Um, so I guess it's just me asking my manager, like, okay, what's today's topic? And I'll start to think of stories that I can relate to or things that I could talk about. But
Mhm.
I just try to like just breathe and I'm ready to go. Like it's the switch that I have. I know when I can turn it on and turn it. I don't know how to turn it off. That's the thing. It's always how do I come down from being on in front of the camera or like in this interview. Like I give it all every time I'm in front of the camera. So getting off of the camera and coming off of an interview, sometimes it's hard for me to wind down from it, if that makes sense.
Oh, it does. It does. It definitely does. And so I just wanted to once again thank you so much for taking the time to first of all just share this new venture, which I just felt was so needed. It combines two things that I am really really passionate about. Okay, we have somebody in the background of fashion, but also somebody that's going to help you with just kind of dealing with everyday madness right now.
Yeah, yeah, of course. It's so different and we just have to be able to juggle it the way that we know. That's all we can do.
And so please, one more time, just let everybody know where we can find you, when the show's premiere, and
Yes.
yeah, so just take it away.
Perfect. Thank you so much for letting me be here today and share this platform with your audience. And once again, you can find me at ashleynelltipton.com for all of my things on my shop for self-care items and also for our mask. And then you can find me on YouTube at Ashley Nell Tipton. You can find my Love You channel underneath that. And then you can find me on any social media sites. And yeah, thank you so much. And I hope you guys know to love yourself and know that you are enough.
Beautiful, wonderful, and fantastic. And I'm not just saying that. I got one last question, and this is actually for my mom.
Yay. Hi, mom.
Your headshot that I used to promote this, and it's going to be on the YouTube thumbnail as well. Your
Yes.
hair, the flower. She wanted to know. She wanted to know a little bit more about that because there's just so pretty. She's just like, I love it. Tell her I love it. So, for my
Oh, thank you. The flower crowns, yes, they were originally made from one of my aunts, who is an amazing florist and caterer, and I wanted her to create these flower crowns that I had a vision for, and so she created them, each one specially for Project Runway. And then after Project Runway, she was making them for me to sell. And then I learned so much from her that I started teaching how to make the flower crowns. And um, I just wanted this beautiful piece that just had flowers that told these a color story or a theme or something. I mean, I grew up with so many flowers around me. I live in California where the weather is amazing. And my mom always had a flower garden, so I always loved having plants around me. And as you can see, I don't have any flowers, but I have green leaves and pink leaves, and they're just all beautiful.
That's one thing I did not inherit from my mom. She has the greenest thumb ever. I do.
Comes with patience.
Well, thank you, thank you so much, everyone. Please, I'm going to put all of the links below.
Thank
And
you.
I need you to like, comment, and subscribe, and go binge watch right away. And let Ashley know what you think. Of course, tell her that you saw her on Hamilam TV.
Yes,
And I
please.
want to have you back sometime in the future, just to maybe do a live questionnaire, a question or
Of
answer, or anything
course.
you're comfortable with, and then maybe have the both of you on the show. It will be fantastic. I really am honored. I'm so grateful. Thank you so much for taking the time. And was there anything else before before we go that you wanted to just let our viewers know?
Thank you for asking these amazing questions. I really, really hope that I see you guys in the comments of the Love You show. If there's anything that you guys have a question about or would love for us to answer for you guys, please interact with us, because we do read the comments and we do comment back. And we are watching the show as it premieres live. So we are live chatting with everybody. So please, on Friday at 2 p.m. Pacific time, so probably 5 o'clock Eastern time,
Yes.
you can catch our show. So go binge watch it right now.
Thank you so much. This was so awesome. And Denim, thank you so much for joining us briefly with the squeaky toy, because that sounded like so much fun as well. And Ashley, like I said, I am so honored. Thank you so much. I cannot wait to watch the latest episode. And I truly appreciate you giving a little YouTuber like myself this great opportunity. And I watched your season of Project Runway, and I'm so glad to see you taking it to this next level. You're doing a wonderful thing. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me. Have a great weekend, and let's do this again soon.
And this was awesome. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day.
Bye.
All right then. Bye-bye.